Wagwan, yes, me Ayade, and welcome finally back to Nicole TV. I know I've been missing, that's because I got a little bump, but guess what? Your girl is back to cook. Chef Vicky's still here. All right, so stay tuned to see what we're making today. Well, today is Thanksgiving, and I will be making bread pudding. It's very easy, very tasty, and you can all use this recipe. So you need your half and half, you need whole milk, you need granulated white sugar, and you also need powdered sugar, white powdered sugar. You need cinnamon, vanilla extract, nutmeg, and I'm doing it the old-fashioned way with the grater. We're gonna use raisin. So basically I had soaked my raisin overnight in the red label wine, but yeah, we need raisin, we need butter. We're only gonna use a stick of butter, and you need eggs. You need 1 loaf of your favorite bread, but I'm just using plain white bread, and it has to be at least a day old because it just tastes better when it's a little bit stale. And you need the red label wine to soak your raisins. And I would recommend soaking these raisins an hour or 2 before, or like myself, I soak it overnight. You just give it that little, look a nice, soaky, nice season. And it also gives it a sweet aroma too. It smells really nice when you soak it for a very long time. Normally when we're making like the Christmas cake or the rum cake, we soak it for years, like a year before, and it tastes so good. So soaking it overnight or a couple hours before is really important. So yeah, so grab your aprons and let's get cooking. So hello guys, and welcome back. All right, so first we're gonna start with our loaf of bread. I do take a few stacks and I cut it in half, and then I dice it into rectangles. It doesn't matter how you dice your bread, I just do it this way. So just keep repeating this step until all your bread has been diced. Then we're gonna use our half and half, and I use 1 cup of half and half and 1 cup of our whole milk. So some people use 2 cups of half and half, 2 cups of whole milk, but I use a mixture of both because I get a better flavor. Then you're gonna add 4 eggs to your mixture. Then you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And 1 tablespoon of our ground cinnamon. Now this is gonna give it an absolute amazing flavor. Then we're gonna add 1 cup of granulated white sugar. So for the butter, I melted 1 stick of butter, which is equal to half a cup of butter. Now it's time for our nutmeg, and we're gonna go ahead and crack that nutmeg and grater this nutmeg in our mixture. So now I'm using about 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. And then we're gonna use a couple pinches of salt. Now this is just salt to flavor, because if you notice, salt brings out the flavor in most things. And then we're gonna go ahead and whip our mixture evenly together until everything is mixed all the way out. Okay, so now we are going to pour our mixture onto our bread. So what we have to bear in mind when we are mixing the bread with the mixture is that we want all the bread to be covered with the mixture, because we're gonna actually leave it there to soak, and you don't want dry bread in your bread pudding. So while we allow our mixture to soak, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. So now we're moving on to the raisins, and like I said in the intro of the video, it is best to soak your raisins for at least an hour or two, or like I did, I soaked it overnight in red label wine. And red label wine is the best flavor of wine to soak your raisins in. And if you look at that, you see that the raisins have soaked up some of the wine, and that is my favorite part of it because it tastes so amazing. So now we're moving on to our baking dish, or if you're using a baking pan, that's fine too. And first we must grease, butter, spray, moisturize, whatever you want to call it. You have to grease your dish or pan because this prevents your baking from sticking to the pan, and it also adds flavor too. So we're at a win-win in this position right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and add our bread fully soaked in the mixture. So I add mine by layers. The advantage of that is that I'm adding the raisins, so I put my raisins in layers because I want the raisins to be like in the bread pudding and not just on top. So I add it by having one layer at the bottom, and after adding my one layer of the bread on the bottom, I go ahead and add my raisins, and you can add as much raisins as you like. And now I'm adding my second layer of the bread to this pan. And that's going to fully cover those raisins in the middle. And then that's going to allow me to add more raisins on top. I'm so excited about this recipe. You guys are going to absolutely love it. You're going to fall in love. You're going to make this recipe multiple times. People are going to request it for you. When you have visitors, they're going to want this recipe, okay? And now I'm adding my raisins on top just to top it off. And just to admit, I am drizzling some red label wine on there purposely because that is going to add some flavor to this bread pudding. I promise you. And now we're going to place this in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes or until fully baked.
Way too low. Now tell the DJ turn it off.
If she a baby mama,
go ahead.
She gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mama. Drop
it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down, down.
OMG, guys, look at how this came out. It is so beautiful. Just take some time out and appreciate the perfection of this bread pudding. I hope yours came out just like mine in the video. And once you're finished, you can go ahead and drizzle some of the white powdered sugar. That just, you know, that's just for decor, presentation, for taste, whatever you want to use it as. But I love using my white powdered sugar. And look at that. It is so spongy. It is perfect. The consistency, everything. And I do make my own bourbon sauce. That is not in this video, but when I tell you that this bourbon sauce is bomb, it is bomb. Like bombdiggity.com. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope that your bread pudding came out just as perfect and consistent as mine. Thank you guys so much for watching.